Hi, Diane. Hi, Carol. Yes, I'm much better. Hey, Pam. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Lisa Brown here with Ink and Inspirations, and I'm so happy if you're here watching the live or if you're watching the replay. Thank you so much. I would love for you to leave a comment and say hello, and just ask questions or make comments, and would love to answer later on if you have a question. So be sure and do that. I'm going to get started and talk about a few things first before we head into our project, which is an easy watercolor technique. So let me get the screen down on my desk. And first of all, this is the new catalog. And if you do not have a relationship or not working with another demonstrator and you are looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to send you a catalog. So all you have to do is just email me there at lisa@inkandinspirations.com and leave me your phone number. I'll give you a call and then I'll get you one sent in the mail. All right. Also, this month, I have a free card kit with a $50 minimum purchase before shipping and tax. And so I demonstrated these in last week's live, so you can go back and look at that video. Have a fun fold and a pocket card, and I would be happy to send those to you. So just place your order using host code PN7QJ4GT, and I'll get those sent to you toward the end of the month or the very beginning of May. Okay, and lastly, if you're not on my email list, be sure you sign up. This is the link there. You can take a screenshot of it. I'll send you a free class, online card class, as a thank you. And I just want to keep in touch with you and let you know everything that's going on and send you some exclusive project ideas as well. Okay, all right, let me get out of that. Oop, there we go. Okay, so today I'm going to be working with the Ballet Beauty stamp set. Now, this one is on the retiring list from the mini catalog. It's not one I'm sure that appeals to everyone, but I mean, do any of you have little dancers or adult dancers or teenage dancers that have dance recitals? This is why I bought this set, because I knew that I would use it now and in the years to come. We have three little ballerinas in our family now, and it's just always been, dance has always been part of our life, and just love the elegance of this particular stamp set with these images. And I chose this image to show you this watercolor technique that we're going to do today. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to move that out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and do the technique first. Okay, so I have a piece of our watercolor paper cut 2 3/4 by 4. Hey, Diana. Okay, and then I am going to get scrap paper underneath. And this technique, I saw my friend Debbie Henderson do, and I loved it. It's so, I'm not a super techniquey person. I like to work with designer paper and punches and dies and just build up my card. But when I see techniques like this that are super easy to do, I just have to try them, and then I wanted to share it with you. So I have 3 Stampin' Right markers that are in the same color family. So I chose pinks for this ballet. Hey, Patty. And I have Petal Pink, Flirty Flamingo, and Melon Mambo. Okay. And so I'm going to use the watercolor paper. We're going to add a lot of watercolor. A lot of water. So you definitely need to use the watercolor paper with this technique. And we're going to start by laying down some color. Okay. Hey, Connie. So I'm going to start with the lightest color first. And I am just going to brush on about a half an inch or 3/4 of an inch. I don't know. I don't measure it, y'all. You know, just look at it. It doesn't really matter. You're just getting the 3 colors down. Okay, I'm going to with the next darkest color, which is Flirty Flamingo. And brushing that down. And I decided just to do the whole process here with you so you could just see exactly how to do it and how simple it is. I know sometimes I like to speed it up a little bit, but we're just making the one card, but I do have some more samples with that card. With that stamp set that I'll show you. Okay, here's Melon Mambo. Now I have to admit, when I started laying this down with these other 2 colors, I thought, oh my goodness, that is too dark. But it works just fine, okay? And you can do this with any colors, okay? I did try, and I have a sample that I'll show you, a different card with a different stamp set that I'll show you when we're done with this. I did it with 3 colors, and one color is really a lot, pretty much different, okay? It's a lot like seafoam, and the other 2 are like blues, but it worked. Okay, so you just have to experiment with it. I took smaller pieces of watercolor paper just to try colors, and I just laid the color down and then did the process of adding the water just to see what it would look like. And that's a good way of, before you actually start creating your card, to work with those colors and see what works best for you. Hey, Rosalie. Oh yeah, you're in California, aren't you? Hey, Connie. I look up, I can't remember if I've told you hi, so I may tell you twice if I see your name. All right, I'm laying down just alternating colors, and I did find that if I didn't go all the way to the edge of the paper, it didn't work as well. So I may have to go back on that Melon Mambo a little bit there. Let me try that. And you can leave your markers open while in between, because you're not going to be that long doing this. Okay, I'm going to go all the way to the edge. Okay, so now, oh, I did the wrong color. It's okay. Talking too much. Jackie's out working in the yard, and it's very spring-like this week here in Southwest Missouri. And let's see what I'm going to do next. I'm going to do Mambo. No, I'm going to do Flirty. And with the spring comes the pollen, y'all. And boy, I had a headache this morning, sinus headache. But I took something, and I don't drink carbonated drinks a lot, but I got me a Coke Zero and been sipping on that, and that's helped a bunch. So, okay. All right, let me come back up here. Hi, Marilyn. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we get to do the artsy part. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my lids back on my markers. Again, that's Petal Pink, Flirty Flamingo, and Melon Mambo. All right, so now I've got a cup of water here so that I wouldn't have to keep squeezing my aqua painter, and I'll just dip in there. Yes, Diana, it is beautiful. Let me get a rag that I can wipe this on so I don't get too much water. And then I'm just going to start laying the water down. And I'm trying to get rid of those lines, the harsh lines. I want the colors to blend in together. See, isn't that pretty? And I don't worry too much if you don't know if I've got it all blended, because I think that just adds to the beauty of it. It's no two cards you do, or no two technique pieces you do, will look the same. Okay, it's just the artsy of it. Okay, so lay this down. I'm just kind of brushing. I have an old, I cut up an old raggedy towel, and I'm going to do this to absorb some of that water. Okay, so you see I'm pretty generous with the water here. Has anyone ever done this technique? Okay, let's see. Okay, again, I'm kind of trying to blend those lines in between. And this is not the only time we're going to put water down. Okay, it's really almost ends up like a wash, but you've got those three colors that are blending together. Okay, all right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my heat tool and let it get hot. Sorry about the noise. And I'm going to dry this. You have to get it really good and dry because we're going to stamp next. Good, Rosalie. Yeah, it's fine. Yesterday I used my reverse tweezers like are in the embossing toolkit, which I haven't gotten for Missouri yet. I have one in Texas. And it dented the paper. It put a dent in the paper. So that's why I'm just laying it down here and quickly drying. So you see how it's faded out? I think that's good. Okay. And you could, if you had time, you could do a bunch of these and let them dry overnight. Okay. So next, let me get this out of the way. And I'm going to get another piece of paper just to keep my surface clean. And I'm using this stamp, this ballerina stamp, and Versamark ink. But first, I'm going to take the embossing buddy. And if you don't have one of these, it's in the embossing toolkit. And I believe that's listed in the online exclusives. Okay, and I'm pouncing it to get that powder on it. And it's going to resist the embossing powder when I pour it on, okay? So normally when we do a resist technique, you do the clear embossing and then you put the ink over it. Well, that's why this is called reverse resist. We put some ink down and then we're going to stamp on it, all right? So I'm going to get this good and inked with some Versamark ink, which is a watermark ink, but it's also what we use to emboss, heat embossing. And then let's see how I'm going to, I think I cut my paper a little narrow, but it's going to work. Let's see. I'm going to put it here, and then if I have to trim off, I'll do that afterward. I'm just trying to decide where I want to place it here. Okay, let me press it down. I usually cut my watercolor paper a little longer than I think I need. Okay, you don't see that there, but it's there. Let me get my embossing powder. So that's the last time we'll stamp that image. Yeah, Patty, it's cute. Perfect for my little ballerinas. Because, you know, I was thinking the other day, and if you have littles that were dancers or grandchildren or whatever, when they're dancing on that stage for recital, they see themselves like this, even though they're doing their usually, their pixie. Rosalie, 2 3/4 by 4. Oh, good. Okay, glad that didn't fall everywhere. Okay, I'm liking how that looks because it got good coverage with the embossing powder. Anyway, what I was saying, when they're up there dancing in their little tutus and they're doing their little skips and points, when they see, to them, this is what you're seeing, they feel like that because they're on that stage. They've been practicing so hard, and I don't know, you just see yourself, they see themselves as this prima ballerina. And I think that's wonderful. Okay, so I'm heating up and I'm going to melt the embossing powder. And I want to be sure I get all that powder melted. And that's good, I think. All right. I know that's loud, y'all. Sorry. Okay, so it's not real glossy on the tutu part for some reason, but the image is still there. You see it? Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so now what we do is we put more water on it. Okay. Because we're not bleaching out, but you're washing out that color so that the image shows more. So here we go. More water. It's really dark right there. I'm going to keep washing. I say washing, y'all know what I mean, putting water down. So what you do is you apply this water, and this paper is really wet, but that's what you want. You're wanting to wash out that color so that the image pops out more. Right there, I want it to get a little lighter, so I'm going to put some more water there. Yeah, that's better. In here, that mambo's dark. Okay, I'm probably going to cut some of that off the bottom. Okay, let's go again. We're going to get the heat tool again. It's so cute. Okay. That's getting a little more like I want it to look. And grab the back too. Okay, I'm gonna go one more time. Okay. I went really dark on that mambo. Yeah, my youngest daughter, Lindsay, the one that lives in the Fort Worth area, both of her little girls are in dance, 7 and 3. The 3-year-old just started right after Christmas, and she loves it. And my daughter teaches there, and the teachers get to perform in the recital as well. And so I'm super excited to see all 3 of them dance. So I've made, and I'm sure we'll make some more cards, but I've made some cards that I can give to them. And I have I'll show you those after we get through here. Okay, I think I like it. It's very different looking. And I think I might the next time I do this, I may even try it not with the Melon Mambo, just use the petal and the Flirty Flamingo and just see how it goes. Okay. All right, let me try it again. And then last time for the heat. Yeah, it's fun. As it dries, it looks really, really different. It's lighter. See how the ballerina's really showing it. Okay. Okay. Let's get the water out of the way. The markers. Okay, I like her. And I'm going to have to cut her to fit my card, but that's okay. All right. So while she's drying a little more, and I'm going to dry off my workspace here, let's put our card together. So I'm starting with a base of petal pink at 4¼ by 11. Yes, Cindy, you need to try it for sure. 4¼ by 11. And you'll find, I mean, a lot of times I will make my cards this tall portrait where the fold is at the top, because when I photograph, it's easier to get the card and to see the inside. Oh, she is. Okay, Rosalie. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, next, I have a piece of the gingham, country gingham DSP. I think this is still available. Remember, it wasn't available for a long time. It was in the Valentine suite in the mini catalog, and it's back, but it's retiring. So if you don't have this, run and get it. It's great paper. Okay, it's 3¾ by 5½. And so let me see. It's going to go like that. But I tried that, and I wanted to pull in some of the other colors that were here. The Mambo was going to be too bright, so I went with the Flamingo, Flirty Flamingo. And what I did is I cut 2 strips, 1/2 inch by 5½ inches long. Okay. And then move that out of the way. I'm going to adhere these to the side of this gingham paper so that it has a little bit of a border. Okay. So, and I have about, what is that, 1/8 of it? Let me see. Yeah, it's about, it's a little less than, it's a little less than 1/4 inch. I'll let show. It's just so it has a border. Okay. You can make it as narrow as you'd like. Okay. Okay. So, no. Yeah. Rosalie, I mean, our oldest daughter is an ER doctor. I mean, ER doctor, ER nurse in the trauma center in Southeast Texas, where we're from. So, yeah, and I've been in there a couple of times too, but all's well. Okay. So anyway, my oldest daughter, Kristen, that's the nurse, her daughter, Mia, is in ballet, jazz, and tap. And her recital is the week after uh, the Fort Worth recital. So we'll drive down for that one. And she's taking dance where both of our daughters took dance. So it's pretty cool. Same teacher, a lot of the same teachers. Okay, you'll see how that just makes it pop. Oh, thank you, Pam. No need to apologize. I understand. Thanks for tuning in. All right. So there's that. And let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do my inside of the card. I just had this piece that was already cut. It's 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Normally I go 4 by 5 1/4, but I'm going to use this. And then I had a 1/2 inch strip left over from this because it's a 6 by 6 piece of paper. So I cut that the right width, 3 3/4, to match this basic white. And this is going to be the inside of the card. I'll go ahead and put that on. And I didn't put, I think I put a sentiment on the inside of my finished card that I'll show you in a minute, but I'm going to wait for this one. Sometimes I write a little note and I let Jackie write in it too. So, okay, let's move this and let's put this on the inside. And kind of center it there. There's the simple inside. And then we're going to take this piece and glue it to the front of our card. Just like that. Okay, so now I have this piece cut from the scalloped contour dies that I'm so glad carried over into the new catalog. And so I cut that in petal pink, and this is going to go here. So I'm going to cut that to fit the inside of that scallop square. So let's get our, oh, right here, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but I wanted to tell you, if you don't have a die cutting machine, you could cut a piece of cardstock 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 to fit this piece. Okay, it could just be a rectangle. All right, but this one I used the scallop contour die, and I'm going to measure the inside. So that's 4 inches. So I need this to be 4 inches long. So let's get the trimmer in here and cut it. So I like the distance that her hand is from the top there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off at 4 inches because I know it's not going to cut off her feet. You can save this and use it on something else too. Okay. What did I do with my, here it is. Now that's going to fit right there in the middle. Now for this thick paper, I recommend using a really strong adhesive, and I'm going to use tear and tape, okay, and just put 2 strips here on the back. I love how that just tears right off. And it doesn't have to be neat because nobody's going to see the back, right? Okay, let me get my trash out of here. Pull that off. And let's center that in that scalloped rectangle. Okay, look how pretty that is. Okay, see there? I love that. Don't you like it? And I mean, the melon mambo is not that bad. You know, it's now that it's dry, it's washed out, and you can see her really, really well. Okay, so for the sentiment, I cut, it's just a little one. It's an easy way to do it. 3/4 by 1 1/2. And I am going to use this Enjoy Each Step. And I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo to stamp on the petal pink. Thank you, Karen. Thanks, Cindy. Yes, I love that scallop. Okay, so I'm going to cut this a bit. So I'm going to stamp it right in the center. Let's see. Let me get it, try to get it as straight as I can. I line it up here on my, yeah, looks good. All right, let me close this before I make a big mess. And this is going to go right here. But so what I'm going to do is I cut the piece that long, but then I trim off pretty close to the sentiment here, just straight up, because it's going to go against the edge. And then I'm going to just fancy this up a little bit. I'm going from the corner up to angle it. Super simple, but looky there. Okay, and now let's go ahead and use some, I was going to say super glue. It is a super glue. I think that's everybody's favorite glue, pretty much. I like it. Sometimes I use the Stampin' Seal Plus to be quick, but I like this because I see how I had to just kind of jiggle that around a little bit. You have some wiggle room. Okay, so then I got to thinking, oh, I got to thinking that I need to glue this one on. I tried to decide, do I want gemstones on this? And I decided not. I liked the soft look of it. Okay. I'm glad y'all like it. Y'all need to try it. And then I thought, okay, what ribbon? And I thought, I'm not going to try to take away from that image. And I just got some with a white baker's twine. And let's see how I did that. I put it right. I have a glue dot behind it. Just put it right there. See there? Isn't that fun? So easy, y'all. Yeah. Okay, so here's the first one. So you see how that looks completely different? Well, not completely, but see what I mean? This right here, there was petal pink behind the tutu, so it's not as vibrant as this one. Okay, see the melon mambo was behind the tutu here. Okay, and then on the inside of this one, I just stamped the dance and then the shoes. You think it makes it so stiff? Yeah, it does, but I don't mind that. Okay, so let me show you some other cards that I made with this. Let's leave those right here. So another one I did with a petal pink background. Let me move these out of the way. Oh, it kind of froze there for a minute. Hang there with me. Okay. Hang there with me. I'm not going anywhere. It's frozen to me, and I don't know if it is to you. Okay, I think I'm back. Hang there. Hang in there. Okay, here's the next card. And so I used Texture Chic. And right here, I was going to straight layer these up, like put the petal pink, then the gold, and then the white on top of it. And I decided to do the, angle bit with the layers, and I liked it a lot better than it's straight on. You can see more of the gold that way. I just used the oval punch here, and she's just straight stamped in petal pink. And I used the festive pearls there. And again, just a little bit on the inside. Okay. All right. And then here's another one with, I did it with the Hues of Happiness paper. I used some of the Stylish Shapes dies. This is some of the designer paper. You know how they have the wash and it's like you've got a lot of the grape. I just cut the banner. These are all from Stylish Shapes, the banners and the circles. This ribbon is retiring, but it's petal pink, so I wanted to use it. I just used a white card base on this one and tied a bow and put it on with a glue dot. And look, I used some pearls there. Okay. And then this one, I wanted to do a black and white card. Thank you. So, y'all, I used that Ready to Ride or whatever it's called, motorcycle paper from the mini with the flowers. Jackie was looking at these last night. He went, this one is classy. He loves the black and white. And so I just used Memento black ink, a draw each step, use some of the, what are those called? They're not they're the classic matte dots, I think is what they're called. And this is another image from the scallop contour dies. Okay, it's just one of the smaller ones. And then it's just this simple fun fold. I put the designer paper here, and this is where the message would go. Okay, all right. And then one more. And I love this. I think this is a good idea. You know, we usually give flowers. Now, ignore the flowers here. These are just some I pulled out of the, but I made a tag to attach to the bouquet of flowers that, you know, you give dancers. Even the little ones love to receive those bouquet. So I layered up two of the scallop contour dies and stamped in, thanks, Narisa, I stamped in fresh freesia, and this is popped up on dimensionals there. And then I cut a piece of white so the back could be signed. So I'm probably going to make one of these for each of the girls, you know. And I've got the rhinestones on there. And I used some of the glittered organdy ribbon and just did a fun loopy loop and attached it to the front. I did punch a hole in it with a hole punch, a small hole punch that I had, and I looped it with baker's twine so you could tie it onto the bouquet. I just wanted to show you the idea. This is not what I would give, of course, but anyway. Thanks, Patty. Okay, all right. There are our cards for today. Let me see. Let me go back over here. Don't forget about our April card kit that I will send with a minimum $50 order. I'm going to get right here. And then if you're not on my mailing list, be sure you sign up. I'll send you a free online card class. And here's the host code for this month. So thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you. I hope you see the beauty in this stamp set. And if you have dancers in your family, you need the set. Okay. It's the Ballet Beauty. It is retired. I think it's 10% off in the mini. Okay. But it's in there, and it's a beautiful set. Easy to stamp. You know, you don't have to color it or anything. You just stamp just like I showed you here. This was the technique. Okay. But so you can do fancy, but it doesn't have to be. You can do just straight stamping. Okay. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. Y'all have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you again soon. Let me know if you have questions. Take care. Bye bye.